Hello, and welcome to Big Orbit Games' unboxing of the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon Megatin. I am Tom, and I will be going through it. So, these Megatins are really good. They provide loads of reprints for popular cards such as Shadows, Klees, Zing, Bujins, all sorts of strong archetypes that have been expensive and hard to get. So, these are set to be really popular tins. They come with 3 mega packs, each of which contains 15 cards, and in those 15 cards you get a rare, you get a super rare, you get an ultimate rare, and you get a secret rare. So you get one of each rarity, which is really nice. They also come with a guaranteed 3 promo cards, some of which are reprints, some of which are not. You get the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon in this one as your platinum rare, which is a really useful card for all Pendulum decks. It's Pendulum Scale 4, although, I thought it, sorry, I've got it mixed up with something. It's fine. You can reduce the battle damage you take from an attack involving a Pendulum monster you control to 0. During your end phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add 1 Pendulum monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. You can only use each Pendulum effect of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon once per turn. So this is really good. It helps you search for the other Pendulum cards you need, whilst giving you a strong level 7 monster in your extra deck. What I was thinking of before is that Time Gazer and Stargazer Magician, their Pendulum scale becomes 4 unless you control a Magician or an Odd Eyes in your other Pendulum zone. So that's what I was thinking of. So this is just Pendulum scale of 4. And its monster effect is, if it battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent is doubled. So it's really solid, and it searches for pretty much any card you need. So very good. People will be glad that they can get easy access to this. Then we have got the infamous Elder Entity NORDEN. In case you've been not playing the game for the last few months, NORDEN has been somewhat infamous as a card. It costs 1 Synchro or Xyz monster, or 1 Synchro and Xyz monster, and when it is special summoned, you can target 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. Also banish it when it leaves the field. This has almost never actually been summoned using the Xyz materials, or the Synchro monsters. This has been the premier instant fusion target. You pay 1000 life points, you can summon NORDEN, and then you get another level 4, so you can have any Xyz you like. NORDEN has been format defining in the fact that using things like refusion, you can summon him and continuously go plus. So NORDEN has actually been banned in Japan now. It's on the ban list because this card is that strong. In the UK, I don't expect to see this banned for a while, because it's only just been released in the UK. Maybe limited at some point, but it's a really strong card. People will definitely want to get this if they want to do any sort of Xyz or instant fusion shenanigans. The final card is MAJESTY'S FIEND, which is a very interesting anti-meta choice. It cannot be special summoned, and monster effects cannot be activated. So the idea is you summon this with Vanity's Emptiness and your opponent can't actually do anything. So MAJESTY'S FIEND is really strong. It's been run in Monarchs quite a lot, but we haven't seen many Monarch decks recently. Hopefully the increased access to MAJESTY'S FIEND will increase their popularity. But really strong cards in this set. The actual Megatins themselves have got reprints. They are all reprints. There are no new cards in this, but it is a lot easier to get rare old cards. So it balances out. Here we have Dance Princess of the NEKROZ. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of a NEKROZ ritual spell card. NEKROZ ritual monsters you control cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effects. If this card is tributed by a card effect, you can target one of your banished NEKROZ monsters, except Dance Princess of the NEKROZ, add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Dance Princess of the NEKROZ once per turn. NEKROZ are the strongest ritual archetype at the moment. It's partially because of their very strong effects on summon, such as Trishula, who can banish one card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard on summon, partly due to their excellent ritual cards, which can banish themselves from the graveyard to search other cards. And it's partially to do with the fact that they are all hand traps and they can all protect themselves. So the fact that there's NEKROZ reprinted in here is either good or bad, depending on your viewpoint. It's good if you want to play NEKROZ because they were super short printed and very, very hard to get hold of the first time. But they're also very strong, and if you don't like playing against them, well, unlucky. Here we have Ryza the Mega Monarch. As our secret, you can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summoned monster. If this card is tribute summoned, target one card in the field and one card in either player's graveyard. Also, if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a wind monster, you can target an additional card on the field, place the first targets on top of the deck in any order. Also, after that, return the additional target, if any, to the hand. So, massively disruptive, and obviously it really wants you to summon it using Rise of the normal Monarch. Rise of the Storm Monarch, I think his name is. But quite a lot of resources. It's one of the big boss monsters for Monarchs, who are already a boss monster deck. So, there we go. We get SYLVAN SAGEQUOIA. This is one of the really nice SYLVAN reprints in the set. They also have their XZs and all that, but SAGEQUOIA is one of their strongest cards. When a SYLVAN monster is sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is a plant-type monster, send it to the graveyard. Otherwise, place it on the bottom of your deck. If this card is excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one SYLVAN spell trap card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. So, when things are excavated, they go to the grave, and then they can be summoned. So, SAGEQUOIA is actually very easy to summon, despite being a level 7. So SAGEQUOIA is one of the key combo pieces in this deck. If it's excavated, you get the spell and trap cards, and it's just very good for the deck. So it's really nice that SYLVAN players can get this easily. Then we have Bian, Earth of the Yang-Zing. Yang-Zing monsters all have the sort of, when they're destroyed, summon another one from the deck. So we'll go into this. When it is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one Yang-Zing monster from your deck in defense position, except Bian, Earth of the Yang-Zing. You can use only this effect of Bian, Earth of the Yang-Zing, once per turn. Once per turn, during your opponent's main phase or battle phase, you can, immediately after this card resolves, synchro summon one synchro monster using only Yang-Zing monsters you control. A synchro monster to use this card as a synchro material cannot be destroyed by battle. So the earth, water, wind and fire ones all give immunity to various effects. So the Yang-Zing specialise in summoning heavily disruptive synchro monsters on your opponent's turn. So being able to get this easily is a really nice bonus. And then we go into our commons. So we've got Artifact Chakram, Uni-Zombie, Yang-Zing Unleashed, Statella Knight Vega, Last Minute Cancel, Chain Dispel, Infernoid Sightsamas, Lindbloom, Feast of the Wild Level 5, Double Dragon Descent, Aria the Melodious Diva, and Super Heavy Samurai Soul Beads. So, those are our commons. Moving on to the second pack. In this, we have Galaxy Tyranno as our normal rare. When a Galaxy monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. When summoned this way, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon one Galaxy Xyz monster using only Galaxy monsters you control. So that's actually very strong. Being able to trade your monsters into a Xyz monster on your opponent's turn is really, really cool. So Galaxy decks will definitely like this, and it's a nice rare to have. My word, we have Solemn Scolding. If this is the only set card in your spell and trap card zone, when a monster would be summoned, or a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated, pay 3,000 life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. This is really, really good. It's very vulnerable to removal by MST or something like that, but it really, really can negate basically anything in the game as part of its effect. 3,000 life points is a lot. This is the new version of Solemn Judgment, which used to halve your life points. So this is now less usable later in the game. Solemn Judgment was always available to be used. So Solemn Scolding is going to be something people do run, but you can't run too many of it because you will just die. So really interesting card. Powerful effect, but with an equally large cost. So well worth looking out for. We have Saphira, Queen of Dragons, as our ultra rare. So very useful dragon type ritual monster. It can be summoned using Hymn of Light. And during the end phase, if this card was ritual summoned this turn, or if a light monster was sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard this turn, while this card was face up on the field, can activate one of these effects. You can draw 2 cards and then discard one. Discard one random card, from your opponent's hand. Or you can add 1 light monster from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use 1 Saphira, Queen of Dragons effect per turn, and only once that turn. So this has found its home in the Herald of Perfection decks, where you're basically sending fairy-type monsters to the graveyard to negate your opponent's effects. This, for a little bit of investment, means that you get some more options. You can draw cards, you can force your opponent to discard, or you can keep adding fairy types back to your hand to discard. So this is really strong. Here we have Jinzo Jector. This card's name becomes Jinzo while on the field or in the graveyard. You can tribute this card, add 1 Jinzo monster from your deck to your hand, except Jinzo Jector, then reveal all set cards in your opponent's spell and trap zones. If there are trap cards among them, you can special summon Jinzo monsters from your hand up to the number of trap cards revealed. You can only use this effect of Jinzo Jector once per turn. This is really strong. So you normal summon this, then you tribute it to get a normal Jinzo, the 2400 attack Jinzo, which stops spell and trap card effects being activated. And then you can special summon it from your hand for basically for free, provided your opponent runs traps. So there are some matchups that this won't be useful in, such as Super Heavy Samurai, but it is very strong against most things. Most decks run a few trap cards, if not more. So really, really good for Jinzos. Then we get into our commons. So we have Chain Dispel, Infernoid Sightsomass, Feast of the Wild level 5, Double Dragon Descent, Super Heavy Samurai Soul Beads, Recreate, Yangzing Brutality, Echo Oscillation, Gemlight Lapis, Sonata the Melodious Diva, Shadow Hound, Pendulum Shift, and we're back to Chain Dispel. So, our final pack. I wonder what's inside. We start off with Performapal Whipsnake. Once per turn, during either player's main phase, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, switch its current attack and defense until the end of this turn. Performapals are very much about level manipulation, at least in terms of their monster effects, so this is pretty normal for them. Then we get one of the most anticipated reprints, I think, with Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss have been famous for being a deck that's very expensive, although most of their cards are just normal rares. Dante and Virgil have been very expensive and hard to find. So, anyway, let's look at him. He is a level 6 synchro that involves 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. You can only control 1 Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. Once per turn, you can discard 1 Burning Abyss card, and then target 1 card your opponent controls, or is in their graveyard, shuffle it into the deck. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss once per turn. So Burning Abyss monsters all get their effects when they're sent to the graveyard, so that discard cost is only going to make you go more plus. Shuffling back into the deck is really strong, and it's not hard to see why this is in demand. So if you're a Burning Abyss player, or if you want to be, you can get into it a lot more cheaply because of these megatins. Ooh, I've done 2 instead. We have ZING Creation. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can special summon one ZING monster from your deck. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except synchro monsters. So ZING cards have all got the effect that when they're destroyed by battle or by a card effect, you can special summon one from the deck. ZING Creation means that you actually go plus off this, so your monster's destroyed, you get 2 more in their place. So ZING Creation is pretty much a staple in the deck, and they are of course a synchro-based archetype, so that downside isn't actually significant. So really, really good. Then we have SAMSARA, Dragon of Rebirth. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can target one monster in either player's graveyard, except SAMSARA, Dragon of Rebirth, special summon it. You can only use this effect of SAMSARA, Dragon of Rebirth once per turn. So it's sort of a defensive, stored up monster reborn. SAMSARA can be really good. It's very stalled heavy, it's not very proactive, but it can make a nice control card. So there we go. That's our final rare reprint. Then we go on to the commons. Recreate, Metaphys Armed Dragon, ZING Brutality, Echo Oscillation, Toy Vendor, Gemnite Lapis, Sonata the Melodious Diva, Sylvan Lotus Wain, Shadow Hound, Pendulum Shift, Galaxy Dragon, Formbell Skeeter Skimmer, and Recreate again. So that was our pack opening. All of the cards that you see here are available for purchase on bigorbitcards.co.uk. Please let us know how you think we did in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!